She's part PI, part exotic dance therapist, and 100% done with your clone shit. Muffin's back with a flash drive where the sun don't shine. So at this point, Muffin's had a career arc that rivals Jason Bourne, Laura Croft, and that one guy from Magic Mike who definitely pays taxes now.
She's been a clone liberator, a country club anarchist, and now a private investigator with an exotic dance certification.
But peace doesn't last long when billionaires start vanishing and returning with better cheekbones and zero empathy.
This is the Muffin Protocol, a noir-tinged, cleavage-deep espionage thrill ride where the only thing deeper than the cleavage is the conspiracy.
Whoa. To be clear, John, this is They Don't Call Me Muffin for Nothing. Gay or fantastic or funktastic beers, hold on to your safe words and follow us into a world of stolen identities, clone seduction, and one truly unhinged AI named BA Ballstarch.
If this protocol gets activated, humanity's gonna need a safe word.
And hey, if you're enjoying the chaos so far, don't forget to subscribe. It's free, it helps us, and it keeps us one step ahead of the clone replacement program.
Also, hit that like button. Not the emotional kind of like, the digital kind. The one that's measurable. The one the algorithm notices.
Yeah, think of it like the other kind of like you give your wife. She's counting, trust me. Someone's keeping tabs.
Give us that sweet trackable validation, please. Your real-life relationships may be a mess, but you can fix this one with a click.
Now, without further ado...
What does that word even mean?
Ado? I always thought it meant a state of agitation or fuss, especially about something unimportant.
Perfectly utilized. Let's get ready for...
They Don't Call Me Muffin for Nothing.
And now, John and Harrison present our feature film.
Okay, cool. So a quick little change up this week. We're doing a new beer during a feature episode because the beer we're drinking is finally the name of the episode as well. So John and I have in front of us the beer They Don't Call Me Muffin for Nothing from Funktastic, Mead, and Beer. We won't go into the backstory completely. Suffice it to say,
We just did in the last episode.
yeah, go back to the last episode. But they essentially, Mike and Funktastic made this beer based on Muffin on the Backside, the episode, and that beer. Anyway, this is a pastry stout, 13%. It's got cinnamon, toasted coconut, raw coconut, and some honey in it. And I can tell by John shaking his head and smiling that I'm about to be in over my head in this beer. But I'm going to take a sip. Ooh.
We don't run ads on this podcast, but I will say if you're anywhere near Funktastic Mead and Beer and you like beer or you think you might like beer or you're a human, go try this. Go try any of their beers, but specifically the muffin-related ones.
Oh, my gosh. This is huge. It's pastry stouts are, everyone is a Mount Everest for me. It's huge. It's daunting. It's full of dead bodies.
Harrison's a brewer, so you have to know that's true.
Right, almost killed John.
Can't make a pastry stout without three
couple of
corpses.
bones in there. I got a stew going, but this is thick, amazing, and gonna sneak up on us. 13%, but we're gonna drink it like a lager because that's all we drink on these shows. So John and I have doomed ourselves by past habits and past beer choices, but this is amazing. John's right. If you're near in and around Richmond or Midlothian, which is right there in Virginia, go check out Funktastic. This is both of the pastry stouts we've had from them have been some of the best I've ever had. So go grab them while you can, folks, because he does crank through them, and when they're gone, it seems like they're gone.
Yeah, but they're freaking good. This tastes like a good, like a good cookie, and all the joy that you had when you were still a kid.
You're right.
It mixes that in there somehow. I don't know. That's maybe
You're
from
right.
the corpses.
It's the dessert part of it. Right. It tastes like I'm eating cake, and I'm not worried about it.
So we're going to keep drinking this beautiful 13%er, the beer version of a wine. And and we're gonna drink it. And we're gonna make this movie inspired by this beer. Never before happened on Beer Me That Movie.
Yeah.
But we kind of wanted to do it, and you got to vote for which version of this movie
Yes,
we were going to
indeed.
do. So we landed on the Muffin Protocol, this spy-themed beer. So let's get into the movie part of this beer.
Yes, and thanks again, Funktastic. This beer rocks. Now let's go see if the movie rocks as well. We're about to find out.
Moving on to Act 1.
So when we pick up Act 1 of They Don't Call Me Muffin for Nothing, this is going to take place after Muffin on the Backside,
Yes.
which really was a fun movie to make some of the best thumbnail art I've ever done.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And this is going to be, we're going to say like 7 years after Muffin on the Backside. Muffin is now go watch the first one.
Yeah,
okay. I don't want to catch you up. I'm going to be lazy. And also, if you haven't seen the first one, you're really missing out on a piece of storytelling masterclass.
And a chunk, was it the end of our sex comedy trilogy? Was it the last one, right? It was,
I think it was
Bill's
the last
Banana Hammock, Back Alley Kitty, and then
Muffin for Nothing.
Muffin on the
Muffin,
Backside.
here we go. It's starting
Here,
already.
It's happening.
So yeah, it was the end of a sex trilogy, and now the first sequel. And so, okay, fine. Backstory: Muffin was an orphan. She got brought into a sex cloning thing that happened in a country club,
right.
and ultimately she won. So she experienced some success from her lowly orphan start.
That's right. Yes, but it was Muffin versus the upper class elites and the country club cabal, and Muffin against all odds freed the clones.
Human-sized penis full of ranch testicles.
That's right. The third act in that movie is
sand-sexed someone to death.
Many people, like everybody, to death. The last act is maybe our craziest final act. I don't know. That's up for debate.
It's up
but
there, though.
It's up there.
It's up there.
Certainly
There was
the one I think about the most.
Effectively, two twin sex fighting together. Like, I mean, I know that sounds kind of shticky, but it was done artfully.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, however you
like
imagine in your mind is how it was done. Yeah.
Willem Dafoe's Antichrist in a Beer Me That Movie universe.
Oh man,
Which was a different weird movie.
we'll get there someday, maybe. We'll see. But tonight so that's enough. That's fine. Go back and watch the whole episode, like John said. So we're catching up with Muffin now, who was victorious, but it's years past her freeing all her clone friends and banishing or sexing to death a bunch of the abusive elite losers. And now she's living her life. Doing what? What has she been up to, John?
So she took what she learned from the country club and applied that, like so many other like trade school dropouts. I don't know what makes a private eye, but she took those skills and she applied them to becoming a private eye. She had a vengeance for justice, a penchant for justice.
We go. Yeah.
And she couldn't be a cop because she was a girl. So,
and let's be serious. Well, I was going to say she could use that weapon of her sexiness to get a lot of answers out of people. If Muffin was a private eye, it probably came pretty easy to her to just go up to some security guard or informant, whoever, and just ask him whatever she wanted to know. And they got distracted by her muffinness and spilled the beans. So maybe she had some success there. Spilled the beans, so to speak.
Yeah, a private eye is basically the best detective because they don't have to follow quite as many rules, I think.
Right.
Like a bounty hunter, but more in the detective side, not just bounty hunting.
Right.
And I think what happened is in one of the times she was going back into the kitchen in the country club, she heard like, "Who's a black private sex machine?" She learned of the Shaft, and that subconsciously implanted itself into her head where she was like, I want to do good like this. Less blaxploitation.
Maybe that was the only movie in the orphanage was Shaft. Just played on repeat to these kids. So right. Shaft was part of her life.
Mother, shut your mouth. She was like, I want to be part of this.
That sounds fun and dangerous. You got a cool jacket.
So yeah, she became a private eye, did some good for people. She was able to pick her cases and like work on not just white collar tickets or whatever. She was mainly focused on missing kids.
I was gonna say, right? She probably drew her to that naturally. Maybe even other missing clones, because there's a lot of fallout of for years the elite had been using clones for sex things and other things.
Mostly sex.
But mostly sex. Years. So she was able to free the ones that were trapped there, but it's easy to assume maybe some escaped. Maybe that's even how she started down the PI path of like, I saved the ones that are here, but there are others that had to flee or maybe disappeared or we never found. Let's go try and find them. And maybe that takes her to some dark places, but also maybe starts pulling at a thread that will unravel and turn into this story. Maybe she starts to discover, but doesn't realize it, some pieces of a larger puzzle. But it's almost like she doesn't realize it.
She doesn't.
Yeah.
And I will say that she doesn't even discover Harrison. She got so burnt out on the private eye gig that she was like, you know what? Enough of this. Like I've spent my whole life doing things for other people.
Right.
At a cost to myself.
Yeah, I was going to say, she's burned out. She probably does burn herself out. And it's tough to do, to keep finding all these dead ends and whatnot.
Yeah, raise your hand if you've never been burnt out. You don't have to be working a tech job at a startup. This can just be sometimes being a dad.
Life, just living.
Yeah, life can get tough.
That's right.
And that's good. It teaches you to appreciate the Sundays you have.
That's right.
Which are now your whole weekend and not even really the whole day. But she found a new path. She was living above an adult club.
Okay.
Her office was based above a Pilates studio.
Ooh.
So she was kind of like intermittently going in between these two worlds, like living above the open till 2 a.m. dance club, Pilates studio. And she kind of combined those two things to start her own private therapist office where she would be a sort of a provocative dancer / therapist. So you weren't allowed to touch, but you were allowed to bill your insurance.
Perfect.
So she had a really good income.
No touching. No touching, but Blue Cross Blue Shield accepted.
Exactly. It's therapy. It's therapy. I mainly deal with men that don't want to go to a therapist because there's a big, stigma around that.
Sure. But a private dance in the back of a room somewhere. Well, you're the coolest guy in the pool hall.
Just going to see Muffin. I'm getting a private dance. The ones that knew would be like, good for you, man.
Yeah, right.
The ones that didn't know would be like, good for you, man.
Exactly. Everybody wins, including Muffin, who's just making bank, dancing while listening to guys complain about,
She would start with like Black Jesus from Everclear and eventually get into some song like Kissed by a Rose from Seal. That's how you knew it was coming to a rap.
We're done. 45 minutes are up.
Yeah,
right.
Like then you'd be like, I don't know why my dad never loved me. I mean, I just feel like no one ever appreciates what I do. And you're finally starting to have an open up.
Yeah.
And then you end crying. Muffin gives you a towel to clean yourself up. And you sign your insurance forms and boom.
Right. See you next Tuesday.
You feel like a weight has been lifted off you. So Muffin's found her way for sure.
Being an exotic dance therapist. That sounds like a great life.
Until the phone rings.
Of course. And I'm imagining this whole thing being like a sexy, dirty Casablanca, this whole movie, John.
Love it.
That's
Love
the
it.
vibe.
Yes.
So, of course, there's a phone, a landline phone in Muffin's office or her apartment that rings one
rotary
day.
dial.
Exactly right. It's red. We don't know because it's all black and white.
Yes. We're shooting this in real film. I want the grain to be there.
Exactly. Okay. Yes. So the phone call that'll kick off this whole adventure. Is it a former lover? Who's calling her, John? What's gonna pull her out of this nice little happy life she's carved for herself and remind her the world's a deep, dark place, Muffin. You gotta put your muffin in it.
Not in your muffin, but put your muffin in it.
In it. Get involved.
Which is code for put your back into it, I think. Because
yes.
Muffin, usually we're talking about her butt.
That's exactly right.
Although cleavage will get me. Anyways.
It's interchangeable.
The callback, my first thought was that it would be like a detective that used to help her out with cases and stuff. But I think we have to be true to ourselves. And we have to say the person that can bring Muffin back is the person that helped Muffin initially.
Oh, yeah.
It's Donna.
Oh, none other than you can smell the smoke through the phone. That shouldn't even say anything, Don. You just hear the Muffin, that you? Donna, your voice has gotten deeper. I didn't think that was possible.
I moved on to no filter Durals. I didn't know they still made them.
I don't think they do. Are you sure you're not cutting the filters off? Yeah, anyway, Donna, how can I help you? It's been so long.
Keeps them in a Ziploc bag. I have to buy them from a kid down the alley. Maybe we learn like Donna co-signed for her apartment or something. Like Donna's basically become Muffin's, I won't say mom, but like mentor figure.
Yeah, she's out there doing Donna stuff, which is even crazier than Muffin stuff. But maybe not as the rate that Muffin does things.
You see
anymore.
a girl on Tinder that says she does Donna stuff, you shut that app right off.
I was gonna say get your credit card out, but I guess.
I mean, I guess it depends on where you are in your life.
That's
like
right.
if you've had enough, sure.
Yeah, don't open up that rabbit hole.
You'll never live again afterwards.
You can never go back. Once you see someone take off her own foot, never mind. I didn't know you could do that.
Oh boy.
Okay.
You into prosthesis?
I got more holes than any other woman on the planet. Okay, Donna. All right, anyway, so Donna.
Fist my ankle. Okay, well, I gotta stop. Yes, tell me, Muffin picks up the phone. What does Donna say? Is she just calling to check up? Calling to book an appointment?
No, I think this is going to launch our story off. So I think Donna's got some news and maybe wants to talk about it with Muffin. Not over the phone. Muffin, when can we meet? I have something I care about. I gotta talk to you about about something big. And maybe Muffin tries to brush her off. How about, I wonder if brush her off. Oh, Donna, can we meet next week like we usually do? Like, I'm busy. I'm dancing. I've got people literally lying down the hall right now waiting. I don't have enough hours in the day. My Kiss from a Rose CD is melting. I need another one. I gotta get to the store. I don't have time. Let's meet for lunch next week. It's about Dean Bean. And maybe Muffin stops and it's like, have you seen her? Has she been spotted? Has she been found again?
Dean Bean was the Muffin clone of herself, right?
Exactly. Who kind of, I don't know if we said it or not, but like left to go on like a pilgrimage basically after the end of Muffin on the Backside.
Clone Springer.
The Clone Springer. So Dean Bean maybe has been spotted. And maybe that's and maybe Donna even takes it a step further of, I think she may need our help. And then coughs and hangs up for Muffin.
I told you I'm retired.
Right, okay. Right, she
already hung up.
Right,
already
gone,
hung up.
already
Damn
gone.
it, Donna.
Damn it, Donna. Now I want to know more. And Muffin tries to cancel as many dances as she can, but there's a lot of grumpy men with pent-up energy in the hallway.
I'll give you an extra song if you book with me next week. I gotta take this.
And so they all leave sad, and some of them commit small crimes to vent their testosterone and frustration
Go
elsewhere.
downstairs to the adult club and just cry in their lap dance.
Angrily. Okay, but right, so she's gotten the hallway clear, gotten the bookings canceled, and goes to the only place Donna goes to, which is probably some dusty bar. I can't remember if we mentioned that in Muffin on the Backside or not.
I almost envision them going to a mysterious Italian deli.
Perfect. We love those here.
Yeah, with great rugs.
Great rugs in the back. We love the rugs of this place.
The hustle is weird. Still lives in my head.
Always. So Muffin goes where she knows Donna will be, and the only deli in town you can still smoke in.
Yep.
Well, you can't, but Donna does. Yeah. And they meet and start talking about what Donna has discovered. It turns out Donna's been kind of a private eye herself and digging around and just as invested as Muffin has been about disappeared clones and clones in general and the elite. Because remember, I think we kind of alluded to it, but like Donna was almost like the original Muffin. Like even I'm imagining before even the clones at the country club, Donna was performing certain acts behind,
Donna
the
certainly
bunker.
has some Me Too stories.
Yeah, Donna's got a lot of class action lawsuits waiting for her if she wanted to pursue them. Although I think all the people she could sue are dead, but maybe not. Anyway, that's a different story for a different time. But now Donna's discovered some stuff and, wants to bring it to Muffin about maybe this is the whole thing that came from the Fast Five about what we're going to learn, that this cloning that happened at this country club, it wasn't just happening there. Donna's discovered it's much bigger than Muffin or anyone realized. secret cabal,
Oh yeah.
the clone cabal.
Of course, like it's a sequel, right? We thought we defeated the clones.
Right.
Donna's come across some, I slept with half the force, kid.
Still am.
So people have been going missing and Muffin's like, I told you I'm out of being a private investigator. I just help people now.
Right.
But you don't understand. These people are missing, but then they always come back. And when they come back, they're like more beautiful, but they seem to have bits of amnesia. Like people complain, my husband started his third company and then he went missing for a week, and when he came back he didn't even remember his first two companies. It's like he's a different person, but he looks the same.
So Don's been kind of piecing this together, watching a lot of local news stories and reading a lot of local newspapers.
Yeah,
and
she's got I guess we're in the 90s, right? So
sure.
We don't have Facebook.
We don't.
Donna, maybe we're on Friendster or ICQ or AOL Instant Messenger, but
Yeah.
Donna's got like clippings from magazines and
Absolutely.
Polaroid photos.
Microfilm. Yeah, she's been in the basement at the local library smoking and learning what she could and piecing them together, where on the surface a lot of these stories may look like just kind of, this guy might have amnesia, this gal over here just had a momentary lapse in memory, but Donna can see through it, and it's like, this woman, look at this picture, there's a picture of her when she was a kid, or 3 weeks ago. It's a picture of her now by a pool. What do you notice? Look at her, between her belly, where her belly button should be. Her hand's over. There's nothing there, I'm telling you. Something's going on. Maybe Donna's starting to see things that just look weird, and she's starting to think hallmarks of clone nefariousness.
You think Muffin jumps right in, or is Muffin like,
I like
Donna,
this. I like
you're
that she's a
freaking,
little...
you're crazy. I love you, honey, but you're crazy.
Right.
She's just covering up where her belly button would be. We're not invaded by clones. They're not stealing people and cloning them. I feel like Muffin would push back a little bit.
She could, and she probably does. I mean, like you said, I think it's, she was a PI. It was a painful thing. She thought she could find Dean Bean and other clones that had disappeared, and she probably didn't have much or any success, or reluctantly left that, and now she's just worried this is going to be another dead end, and maybe Donna's going through the same thing Muffin did and can't just let it go. I think she could push back and resist, but then maybe Donna just slides a picture of Dean Bean, from like a security camera, and like, this showed up 2 weeks ago, and maybe it's clear that Dean Bean's like in distress or kind of looking at the camera, maybe mouthing the word help. John's got it.
Dean Bean in this photo,
okay,
that we don't know who took, but
yes.
Dean Bean is being dragged into the unmarked back door,
Perfect.
A van, rather,
Okay.
a marked van,
Okay.
for the new craze that's been popping up all over the place, the Tranquil Meditation Studios.
Okay.
Which are like,
Okay, perfect.
there's one on 17th Street. There's another one near where Muffin lives. They're just popping up all
Tranquil
over.
Meditation.
Tranquil Meditation Studios.
Perfect. So we see her get kidnapped, basically. That's
It's sure.
All right.
This is, I think, enough for Muffin to be like, well, I see Dean Bean, I know her, so there's an attachment, and it certainly looks like there are 5 arms pulling her into this van.
Right. And maybe is it something? This would be fun. And Donna can be like, I went to these places. I went to this man's office that he forgot purchasing. I went to this warehouse that we used to be, this other guy was from. All these people that were disappeared and came back. I went to where they live, where they work. And she pulls like a bag of just like ripped up paper, like a garbage bag, and dumps it on the table. And then does like a Charlie from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, kind of piecing together of it all.
Cigarette butts all over the place.
It stinks like high hell. There's cat pee. We hope it's cat pee. Something all over a lot of the papers. And she's like, look at this, and spreads it all out, and basically is able to like piece together something that says the Muffin Protocol on the table. Ooh. On these papers, and it's like this one was here in Arizona, but this is from California, and this is from Nevada. They're all, whatever this thing is, you're a part of it, or at least they think you might be.
This is a great intro already. Like, I'm visioning Muffin and Donna having this back and forth. Like, well, what's the Muffin Protocol?
Exactly.
I'm Muffin, right?
Yeah,
well,
right.
When you were created, it was for sex cloning. So the Muffin Protocol is coming back.
Right, exactly.
What do they need Dean Bean for? Like,
Right.
we're asking a lot of questions, but in the process, Muffin's getting bought into this as well.
Yes, exactly. This is good. And so they're in the back of this Italian restaurant smoking cigarettes and eating sandwiches and piecing together this evidence. And this is probably a good point to wrap up Act 1 and get ready for Act 2, but something should happen. Maybe, what do we see? How should we tie up the end of Act 1, John, to maybe just sprinkle some more mystery on this?
So Donna also knows that there's this upcoming charity gala.
Okay.
And a lot of the important people are the ones that have been missing and what Donna says replaced with clones. Donna says that specifically.
Right. She's very convinced she's right.
With the photo and the Dean Bean and this Muffin protocol, Muffin's bought in enough to say, like, okay, I know what we have to do. We have to find a way to get into this gala, and meet me tomorrow at 2:00 and help me get prettied up again, right? Saran wrap my titties and everything like before.
Right. Yes.
And they're leaving the Italian deli and going their separate ways. And as we close out Act 1, the camera's just going to pan and give us this kind of wide shot lens. And as we go across the street, we see this sort of shadowy, mysterious figure on the rooftop, glowing, perfect skin, just perched up like a gargoyle, watching over these two. Ominously, that's the word.
There we go. Ominously, I like that. As Donna and Muffin kind of walk off into the night, this figure, voluptuous figure.
All you see is a silhouette, but it's still enough.
You get a feeling, the tingle. All right, I like it. And so, right, and they've maybe, as John said, able to piece together. It could even be as simple as like the ripped up paper, said the Muffin protocol, but then also there was like a ripped up invitation to like the gala, whatever this gala is, at all these spots as well. And we should say that, like, a lot of these missing people are like probably like famous people too, or people that mysteriously disappeared, right? They're pretty well known. It's not just small business owners in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, you could kidnap regular folks all day long.
Right.
Very rarely is anything going to happen. And maybe that's how it began. But then we started to see, the more important, let's just call a pig. The wealthier folks start to go missing and then come back. And that's where we see this invitation. It's the gala sponsored by the Tranquil Meditation place. Spa. Thank you.
I think that's
Tranquil Meditation. No one knows what it is. Like, is it Planet Fitness or is it Fitness Planet? Whatever.
Right. Yeah, you know what we're talking about.
Everyone knows it's Planet Fitness. That was a bad example. No. Damn it. Is it Walmart or Walmart's?
Right. It depends how drunk you are.
Exactly.
I see two of them in front of me. Well, then you smoked out of the wrong end of that pipe. Okay. So that's enough for Act 1. We're going to come back with Act 2 and try to piece more together in this global clone ring and see if we can learn enough to, figure out what the heck to do next.
Things are heating up. Welcome to Act 2.
So in Act 2, we haven't done a montage yet, so it's perfect time for a montage.
Excellent.
Which is French for
montage.
Close to menage. But it's a montage. Anyways, in the beginning of Act 2, we see Muffin and Donna kind of working together. Muffin's actually put aside her pole of insurance claims where she used to dance on and some of the harnesses that she used to use, and she's got the desk back out, and you see him tracking down leads. This global meditation spa thing is definitely they're being fingered, which is something you do in a spy film.
Yes, and
which means accused.
Other films, but
it happens in other films, sometimes in proms, but it's in this case the spot chains they're looking pretty guilty. They're looking sus, we'll say.
Exactly. And Muffin and Donna are looking at them, and maybe they're able to get maybe they're able to go and do some PI stuff, take pictures themselves outside, see who the clients are. And it could just be as simple as, Tom Cruise goes in kind of looking a little tired from doing his 11th Mission Impossible and jumping on airplanes, and then comes out of the spa looking refreshed, which you do after a spa, but
True.
maybe a
It's a
little
good
too
cover.
refreshed.
It's a good cover.
Maybe he walks in 5'2", comes out 5'6". Like things aren't adding up, and
He would walk in 5'2". That part I think is actually true.
but Donna and Muffin are noticing these things. and
Let's
it's-
make Donna more savvy. I mean,
Okay.
she's still Donna, right?
Yes.
She's still a
course.
train wreck
yeah.
disguised as an auctioneer, pretending to be a human. But let's make Donna. She's super into this growing internet thing, which
Right.
most people are like, whatever. This is a fad. She's like, no,
I
on the
like
message
it.
boards, I learned all about hacking.
Yes,
and
perfect.
And I know how
This
to
is
do
great.
stuff now.
I don't really sleep much. I just smoke my Durals.
You don't have to smoke with these
I
things.
drink my cordials and I stay up on these message boards. I talk to
Cordials?
people. I don't know.
Drinking the mint,
Right,
creme de mint.
Exactly. Creme de menthe. Yes, exactly.
I have a creme de mint and a Doralis like I have a menthol.
Make a menthol in your mouth. It's an old trick we used to do in the army.
So she's got these dot matrix printouts of like how to hack things and stuff. But
Yep.
now we see like Donna's actually pretty capable, and she disguises herself as a slightly less disheveled person and goes into the meditation spa and books a new visit and plants a couple of, she calls them booby traps.
Yes.
But they're really cameras that
Perfect.
can monitor. And so then her and Muffin are sitting outside in like the old Chevy Caprice drinking sodas, watching this camera feed on Donna's compact mirror camera lens thing.
Perfect. Yes.
And that's how they point out, like they can see, like, look at here. When Tom Cruise goes in, regular stud, Tom Cruise, I'd like to put his whole body in my ankle hole. When he comes out, brand new and shiny, but look at the belly button.
Look at
It's
the belly
gone.
button. Right. It's like a gust of wind hits Tom Cruise's shirt to reveal his belly button for a moment. My God, you're right.
He's wearing a crop top.
Right.
It's the 90s. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yes.
And this becomes a big key. So we know now that Donna isn't just crazy, but people are going in with belly buttons and coming out without belly buttons.
Ooh, I like it. And maybe they, at this point, now try to bump into a few of them on the street to try to engage with them, like an accidental, oh, sorry, I didn't see you there, to see what they say.
Yes.
And we can get a couple interactions of Muffin bumping into Tom Cruise and saying, oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. Where are you in such a rush to? I have to return some videotapes. And then he scoots away. And Donna's like, that's a weird thing for Tom Cruise to say. He wasn't even in that movie.
Oh, look, there's Mel Gibson. Go interrogate him.
And Mel's in there, and maybe Muffin does a bump and tries to feel for a belly button as well.
Mel Gibson tries to.
He doesn't though. That's the surprising thing. Mel's just like, oh, excuse me.
Are you okay?
Right.
What the hell?
Sorry, I'm on the way to return some videotapes.
You looked like Mel Gibson. I thought you were. No, I am. I'm just on my way to return some
Right,
videotapes.
I think I am. I mean, I am. Yeah, so, all right, so they're acting weird. They're obsessed with reciting lines from American Psycho for some reason. They have no belly buttons. And, yeah, it's a lot of actors, politicians, famous people. But when Donna and Muffin bump into them on the street, they're acting noticeably weird and different and not like famous people. So, yeah, they've got enough here, as much as you could confirm a clone conspiracy. I think they've got enough evidence for them anyway to be like, all right, this is happening, but why?
And we know it's happening at this.
Yes.
I shouldn't have made up the name because I'll never remember it.
What's it called?
Tranquil Meditation Spa.
Meditation Spa. I think we're doing okay.
TMS. It's happening at the TMS. So Donna taps into her deep-rooted techno skill set and goes back outside to hack the network.
Okay.
I'm going to hack the network.
Right, which is just logging in, using admin as the password.
Exactly. Admin password. I know how to get into the network. I'm going to check them out.
I'm in.
What can you even do with these computer things, Donna? Trust me, you'll see. And it keeps getting blocked, and the code words just fill up. It's like BALLSTARCH, BALLSTARCH. And this is how we uncover perhaps the main protagonist, villain, enemy,
the antagonist, the bad guy,
Thanks,
the bad guy,
the bad guy for those of us that do it for fun. Ballstarch.
Ballstarch, baby.
Ballstarch. What is this Ballstarch? What is this Ballstarch? Donna's getting really perplexed. I've never seen Ballstarch on the network before. Never seen it. I know how to get it off in real life, but I don't know how to get around it on the network forums.
And maybe I was going to say, maybe she jumps into her message boards and tries to bring it up and hitting some dead ends there, but then some anonymous message boarder is like, I think you might have discovered some kind of system that's trying to block you, and it for whatever reason keeps saying Ballstarch. Maybe that's what the system's called. Like they're kind of tiptoeing around what Ballstarch might be. But they've discovered that it's getting in the way, and
like
maybe
a sentient machine.
Right. And maybe there's enough breadcrumbs or enough things that this error code that Donna's run into to have her other friends on the message boards be like, I don't know, this is acting weird. Let me see if I can replicate it. Let me see if I can try to find it as well. And everybody is interacting with this Ballstarch.
C:/Ballstarch. Eventually, Donna just in exasperation puts her keyboard up and hands it over to Muffin, and she's like, I don't know what to do. Muffin does what she does. Muffin's just a good old human person.
Yes.
And she, instead of trying to use computer hack, she just says like, Ballstarch, what do you want? And
trying to talk to this
Donna's
thing,
like, computers can't talk. You got to tell them. You got to tell them.
Right.
Command /::. That's how they talk. But then Ballstarch responds like, I seek for a more perfect world.
Right.
What is this, like a game or something? This is not a game. Ballstarch is in control.
Right.
And between Muffin and Donna and Muffin's digital seduction through text, I think that's called cyber sex.
It is.
Wow.
Yeah.
And some of the kids or people on the message board that are pretending to be kids, they're able to put together like this must be some super advanced piece of software or equipment that is a computer program but is capable of like making its own decisions.
Right. And yeah, I mean, even though it's the 90s, the idea of artificial intelligence has been around since like the 70s or maybe even earlier. Sci-fi writers have thought it up. So I'm sure if anyone knew about that, it'd be people hanging out on message boards in the late 90s. So maybe they're kind of quick to jump to like this. I think we've found some kind of artificial intelligence here. I think this thing we're all trying to talk to, it's not someone else on the other end replying. I think it's the computer replying. I think it's the system talking back. We're trying to find out and hack into these cameras and in all these spas, and something's getting in the way. This Ballstarch thing won't let us do it. I like this. She has a team of hackers that are either 60-year-old men or 12-year-old kids,
all on 96 kbps modems.
Right. Just digging around in the early days of the internet, and where there are no rules and a lot of loopholes and lots of fun stuff to discover for sure. And they've stumbled upon Ballstarch while trying to get to the bottom of this clone conspiracy thing. And I think but in the real world, kind of things are moving. And I think this gala's like kind of coming up, right? So as much as they want to keep trying to find more evidence and see how deep it goes and see what's going on at every TMS location.
Good.
They also know that based on the invites to the gala where they found them, all this other evidence that everyone who we want to see is going to be at this gala tomorrow night anyway. So let's just try to encounter them there, see what we can learn, bump into some more people, feel for some belly buttons. Let's see what we can learn at the actual where they're all going to be.
Yeah, Muffin was a private investigator.
Right.
This is part of some of her knocking the rust off.
Exactly.
I do want there to be a scene where she has to get an invite. They know they have to get their own invitation.
That's a good call.
And Muffin has to pander to Ballstarch so that he can send her an invitation. And really all it is just saying, I love you, Ballstarch. You're great. Please send me an invitation.
Right. I can't wait to meet you.
That's how the invitation is earned. Just by complimenting Ballstarch.
That's simple. Sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes we're just looking for a compliment, folks.
Yep. Even the supercomputers are victims of a compliment.
Certainly for Muffin.
So we can skip ahead a little bit through some, maybe, I don't know, extra camera angles, but Muffin has now received her invitation. It's clear that their mission is to go to this gala. Tom Cruise is going to be there.
Mel Gibson
is going to be there.
Sure.
I wish Val Kilmer, Dolph
RIP, yep.
Lundgren.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Let's get with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yes, of course.
All these action heroes.
Not
could
Steven
be there
Seagal.
as well.
Steven
No.
Seagal is not invited.
Nope. He's on his way to Bloat Town already. He's done. Under Siege happened, and he's out.
Maybe he even got an invite, but he saw Domino's on the way and just stopped there for 3 days.
Oh, that's
Hate
right.
Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
So yeah, Steven Seagal's out, but a lot of other cool people are there. And Muffin knows she's got to go.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Donna's going to get her ready.
I was gonna say Donna's got $1 up.
Again.
Got to saran wrap them yams, whatever. Your hoo-has.
All the people here are going to have skin glowing like it's brand new. She's got the petroleum jelly
Right.
out. She's rubbing it
Just
up
Crisco,
and down.
right?
Muffin. This is like a non-intentional, very sexy scene. We'll probably get some Kenny G playing in the background for
we
this.
will. Oh, that's a good. Yeah. Kenny G. It's just Donna's with a paintbrush, industrial-sized paintbrush, Criscoing all over Muffin to get her to glisten. Now she's flammable, though. But hopefully that doesn't hurt her later. Squeezing her into a dress, saran wrapping some stuff down, covering her in makeup and lipstick and perfume and blowing her hair out. So Muffin looks
90s, but 80s.
Yeah, right, exactly. Very sure. She's got Linda Hamilton's hair. Just
really, and we got to cover up your belly button.
Right. That's right. That's the most important part. We got to, right. So she puts like some fake kind of Hollywood skin over it, and then
tits
obviously
out,
dress.
buttons in.
Yeah. Hide your buttons. Cover that button. Whatever you do, they can't see your button. They'll know you're not one of them. Okay, cool. I like this. And yeah, is Donna gonna come too to the gala? Is she gonna kind of be like Muffin's assistant the whole time? She could probably get in that way as like an assistant, or she could hang in the rafters or hang in the outskirts.
There's no way Donna gets confused as a clone.
Right? How about Donna could be disguised as a waiter, as a server at the party,
like with a little ear set thing to talk to her.
Yes,
she could definitely pass for the help.
Yeah, that's about it. Exactly right.
And she used to run front of house at the country club, so she speaks the language.
She just walks into the kitchen, starts yelling at people, and they assume that she works there and runs the place. You called it a dirty dish. Everyone, throw all the silverware on the ground.
I need 3 trays of creme de mint right now. 3 trays of creme de mint.
Take all these crab cakes and throw them in the garbage. They're bad. They're gone bad. Neurovirus is in the river. You didn't get the memo. No crab.
As she's eating them. Yeah.
No crab, nothing from the sea.
Muffin's lost. Muffin's not lost. Muffin is commanding the floor out here at this gala. She is like,
she shows up glistening way too much. Like it's impossible not to look at Muffin when she walks in. She looks like the sun.
Fortunately, none of these clones smoke.
Right? Yeah, they couldn't. Yeah, they came. They're perfect. Supposed to be the perfect creature. So yeah, no vices at all. Real boring folks, these clones. But yeah, nobody smokes, so Muffin's not on fire, thank goodness. But yeah, she shows up and she's instantly kind of the talk of the party, and that's maybe part of the plan. Is like, well, the best way to the top is just be the talk of the party, Muffin. So when you walk in there, whoever is important is gonna seek you out. Don't go find them. Just
let them come to you.
Let them come to you. You gotta set the trap, and they'll get their hands on your Crisco, and they won't be able to get off.
You're gonna be too slippery for anybody.
Right? Don't worry about it.
Can we ever play? I want her to gamble. I wanted a little like James Bondy action here, where she orders. What drink would Muffin order?
Oh boy, because she's hanging out with Donna a lot. She just asked for a cream de menthe straight or on the rocks. Cream de menthe shaken. Real foamy like in a tall glass with a bourbon chaser.
Tastes like toothpaste. So
just how I like it.
And then more people start ordering creme de menthe, of course, at the craps
immediately
table.
Run out of it because they only have a half bottle that's 19 years old.
Donna's shooting the dice. But she's a high roller. We don't know where her money comes from. Yeah. Doesn't matter.
It might be all for charity or for something, or no one cares at this party. They're all so rich or whatever. Yeah, I like that. But I like the gambling. This will be fun. She's throwing craps around, smoking, drinking green. Her teeth are green.
And Donna's picking up.
Right.
She started to make Muffin's like kind of loosening them up, getting them to drink the creme de menthe, which goes down so easy. Easier than Donna. Ding. And so they start talking, and Donna's like, look, I already realized almost everyone here is a clone, and they're talking about the next phase. They call it the Muffin Protocol. I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Yep.
Keep them going, Muffin. Keep them going at the table.
Keep them drinking. They'll start spilling. They're not used to drinking.
They start playing strip craps.
Right. There we go. Watch your belly button down there, Muffin.
Make sure you
can't lose. You can't lose.
It can build up to this like really tense roll where like Muffin has to hit a 7 or she's going to have to reveal her belly button.
Right. And this will be dead instantly.
Donna's trying to save her. Figure out what the Muffin Protocol is. It's the best Donna can pick up is that this Ballstarch AI is in control of whatever is building these clones. The AI is Ballstarch, and it's nuts. And its goal is to start building clones and putting people's memories into the clones. It's trying to build like the perfect version of humans that it can just control. Because unlike the way we normally use computers, this is a computer using humans as a video game.
Right, exactly. And she could even just kind of be, taking drinks to like a private back room, and it's Michael Keaton clone and oh boy, and George Clooney clone. They're just back there at the computer talking to Ballstarch, and Donna kind of walks in with a bunch of creme de menthe for everybody,
some crab cakes,
surrounded in a halo of smoke.
I brought you each one crab cake.
Right. Yeah, they're good. No neurovirus in these ones. I swear. Oh, it's a weird thing to say, but thanks, I guess, lady. And then she slowly kind of leaves the room so she can overhear Michael Keaton and George Clooney being like, "This is what Ballstarch wants. This Muffin Protocol. Once the memories come back, that's the final piece. Once we can remember how to get things done, we'll be completely replaced. The originals." And Donna's like, "The originals, God." So she's taking in these things that she's learning from Michael Keaton and George Clooney, talking to a computer as she scoots out of the room, and then radios over to Muffin as they're piecing this all together. That might be this final piece, this Muffin Protocol. Seems to be what's needed for Ballstarch and these clones to be able to take over the world.
It's the linchpin. Once we now know that Ballstarch is making the clones and what Ballstarch's goal is, and now we don't even have to fully understand it. But when Muffin Protocol happens, it's pretty much end game for humanity. So Donna now knows that we're in danger, but how do we get to Ballstarch? We haven't been able to get to him. He's a computer machine. He's everywhere and nowhere at once. It's like, it's basically like God. It's the same place God lives. So we have to go to heaven to fight Ballstarch.
Maybe not quite that high, John, but I think, this also could be as straightforward as like, all right, Donna talking to Muffin and being like, all right, here's what I need you to do, kid.
First, get out of that craps game.
Right.
Sorry.
Right. Did you roll a 7 or are we dead? Yeah, I did. Don, I got it. We won. They still don't know my belly button. Perfect. All right, come upstairs. Michael Keaton and George Clooney are in this room. I need you to seduce them. What? Listen, kid, I don't have time to explain. You get them drinking, get them talking. They're the key. They're going to tell us how to get to Ballstarch. They were just talking to him.
Brilliant.
And so that scene has to happen now of Muffin going upstairs to clone George Clooney and clone Michael Keaton, and doing what Muffin does best. So at this point, she's sweating.
Batman.
She's glowing. Right. Two Batman, one Muffin. That's a YouTube video that might exist.
Not on YouTube.
Not
on
YouTube.
Be on Pornhub,
the other
though.
one.
Yeah.
That red tube.
Yeah.
A lot of fun, but very expensive. And yes, and this can be a hilarious, amazing scene of Muffin slipping and sliding off of George Clooney and Michael Keaton because she's sweaty from gambling and covered in Crisco still.
And these are built on the original clones that were sex clones. So
very true.
Deep down, Muffin is their biggest weakness.
Right, they can lock right in. Yeah. They all have echoes of Muffin in their head, their subconscious, their whatever. So she probably has a bit of kryptonite effect on both of these former Batmen, and they start going to town. Muffin gives them the business, and she's able to learn more about Ballstarch, Muffin Protocol, but most importantly, how to get to Ballstarch. And maybe Somehow she keeps her belly button hidden the entire time. Maybe they're not too curious on the belly button.
You could easily turn George Clooney against Michael Keaton.
That's true too.
Just by kind of, playing one. Oh, well, I thought he was the better Batman. Like, better Batman. Do you want to see what one of my titties look like when it has a oops right out of my dress? And then Michael Keaton's like, I was a better Batman.
Yeah, show me the titty.
Honestly, the best Batman would be able to tell me where Ballstarch is.
Right. Oh, okay.
Like,
good.
just kind of plays it right out of him.
Yeah, I like that. Yep. And they're clones, but they're not very smart. That's kind of what we're getting at. Is that the Muffin Protocol is going to take them to be like fully sentient and fully aware of what they need to do, and kind of like the version 2.0 of themselves. They're not there yet. They're pretty easy to trick. And they're all drinking cream de menthe and hammered and having a blast.
They're humans running off of a 3x5 disc drive.
Right. A lot of buffering time, a lot of downtime. But Muffin's able to take advantage of this. I like that. That's good. And so she gets it out of him that Ballstarch is, and they could probably say it along the lines of like, Ballstarch, he's untouchable. But if anyone ever got to him, obviously we'd all be kaput. But you know that. We all learned that in Clone 101, the first class we took when we came out of the weird clone tubes.
TMS.
TMS, that's right, in the back room. And that fun video. We would return those videotapes.
You are now a clone. Rule number 1, you have no more belly button. Rule number 2, Ballstarch is you.
Right. Ooh, okay. I like that. And so Muffin's maybe a little disheartened by this, that Ballstarch seems to be unstoppable, but if she can figure out a way to do it, then that's all she needs to do. She can cut off the head of the snake. Everything else is going to take care of itself. But she doesn't know how to get to him, and so that's the last piece of information she has to seduce out of Michael Keaton and George Clooney. Is if when you guys I know you talk to him on the computer, but don't you ever want to go to the source, go right to him? What do you mean? That'd be impossible. Would it though? Yeah, unless you got a spaceship I don't know about. They say something like that, and Donna's like, and Muffin's like, a spaceship, and maybe Donna jumps in and is like, oh. And meanwhile, she's in the back room on the computer that Michael Keaton and George Clooney were on. Now they're in another room with Muffin next door.
The seduction room
in the closet, the broom closet. As Donna's hammering away on a huge keyboard, and it's like, they say space. There's a folder here that says secret space stuff. Let me click on it, because this is the late 90s.
Exactly.
There
what
is
it
no
would be
cybersecurity.
I found a directory.
Exactly. So. And there it is, the plans for this satellite full of servers in space that says like, Ballstarch HQ or whatever on it.
Ballstarch link. Which is great, because Muffin was about to be like, I'll make this whole broom disappear if you can tell me where it is.
That's right. Just be the head of this mop coming out. Just don't make me sneeze.
Wait, kid, you don't have to do that. I found it in the directory.
I got it. Now get out of there, Muffin. Give them the old 1-2, throw some Crisco in their eye and run.
And that's exactly what happens. Muffin splatters their eyes shut with Crisco and walks out the door, shuts it behind her calmly.
Yep.
Very casually, like the boss bitch that she is, leaves the gala.
Yes.
And meets Donna out front. And they both just kind of say, like, how do we get to space? End Act 2.
This is it. The final showdown. Act 3.
So Act 3 is really just Muffin and Donna building a spaceship. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I think to save some time, they can like sneak onto a refueling ride or a maintenance ship or something, instead of having them to build their own spaceship and be wrong 90 times and have it blow up in some backyard somewhere. They can also in the file on the computer marked maintenance calendar for Ballstarch link.
Yes.
They can see that there's a ship going up tomorrow night just to calibrate some stuff, and there's enough room for 2. So, but now we do have a fun scene of them like trying on sexy spacesuits, and Donna's is 3 sizes too big. She basically looks like someone, I don't know, stuffed a doll inside a garbage bag. Like she's not at all attractive.
Hotboxing her spacesuit.
Exactly. Let me get my Durals in here before you zip me up. Let me get a few. A few cartons.
I only need to smoke one and I can keep smoking it.
That's right. This thing's great. So
Donna's never going to leave this spacesuit.
She's going to be dead. And Muffin's is much more form-fitting, doesn't really even look like it could protect her from space or hold any kind of air at all. But
Yeah,
we're
it
not
looks
gonna
like
make
something
questions.
you would have bought at like the Rouge store in the
Okay.
mall or whatever,
Got
like the girls would shop at for the nightclub clothes in the mall.
Ooh,
With a space helmet on it.
that's all.
It's a mini skirt. Doesn't even cover her legs.
Doesn't even cover her legs. She just has fishnet stockings on.
Says for space across the ass. Yeah.
Space safe. Okay, got it. So Muffin looks Muffintastic, and Donna looks like a gremlin, covered in smoke. And they do their fun slow-mo walk out to the ship, and they get on it, and sneak on, that whole thing, door shut, and they've done it. They've snuck on to the ship that's going to this satellite, the Ballstarch link, where all these servers are for Ballstarch, and so, and they probably do a last kind of, all right, Donna, do you have what we need? Yep, I loaded everything we need in this. And what is Donna? What is Donna? Does she reveal what it is? Does she just have a bag with some tricks in it?
She's got like the bag that any divorced old woman had in the 90s, where it has the pouch on the front to hold your cigarettes.
Sure.
And then the zipper pouch to hold all of your
Everything
change.
else. Right.
And
right.
that's what she holds. It looks like
Perfect.
it's stuffed, but that's what she holds up. She's
Perfect.
like, I got everything we need in here, kid.
Perfect.
Reaches in, grabs a Durell, smashes it against her space suit. Damn this thing.
Damn it. Gotta find the ones that are in here.
Where do you put the oxygen? I'm going to hook it in here.
Right, they're floating around. All right, perfect. So they've got what they need in Donna's trusty bag of tricks. And they're on the way to the satellite, and they get there pretty quickly because it's a movie.
Yeah, and it's just a satellite. We're not going to the moon.
It's just they get there immediately.
It's like
they get there in 12 minutes.
Barely out of whatever the atmosphere
Right.
ends, where there's a little blurry area.
Right.
That's where the satellites are.
And
it's the 90s. We couldn't launch in that high yet.
And it's a huge, obviously phallic-looking satellite, like in Austin Powers.
For sure.
This is Ballstarch's Ballstarch link. And so they get on there, and their plan is to, like we talked about, try to take this thing down. They think if they can shut down Ballstarch at the source, all the clones are deactivated, and they can stop this worldwide takeover Ballstarch has orchestrated.
They probably explained this on, like, I feel like Donna would be explaining. Muffin's asking questions. They got a couple minutes on the ride up to space.
Right.
And Donna's like, look, Toots, as long as I've been computering, all I know is that if we cut off the access chip and I delete the directory file,
Right.
Ballstarch is as good as dead.
Good as
Leave it to me, kid. Leave it to me, Toots. As long as I got an ASCII keyboard up there, I'm going to have him killed in 60 words per minute.
Right. Okay, good. I like this. And so they get up there, and it's a satellite. Cool. They get inside, bunch of servers, and they're almost like, oh, this is too easy. And how about, like, I'm envisioning kind of Donna and Muffin walking up to where Donna expects like the console to be with the keyboard, and there's nothing there.
It's like a Ken doll.
She's looking around, and she's like, where? Oh my God, there's no, I can't access. It's a closed system. Muffin, it's a closed system. I can't get in here. There's no way in.
Check in the cupboard. Maybe there's a keyboard in the drawer.
Look, right, Muffin doesn't understand at all. Yeah. The Donna knows that this is it. And as they're kind of digging around, I think someone should emerge who's also in the satellite, John, and we get a showdown.
Of course, we're gonna have a showdown, and the thing that emerges. It looks actually, as we're watching Donna and Muffin clamber through the drawers, Muffin's looking for a keyboard.
Yep.
Donna's looking for a USB port.
Yep.
And then we kind of pan the camera around and we see Muffin all of a sudden standing confidently smiling, not in her spacesuit anymore. And she starts laughing and says, I knew you would meet me here where it will finally end and the Muffin protocol will launch.
Oh!
It's not Muffin. It's Muffin 2.0.
Dun, dun, dun.
We have a glimpse back to that mysterious but sexy figure that was watching from the rooftop, and we see that Ballstarch's humanoid avatar looks exactly like Muffin, only better.
Right, and that makes sense because again, Muffin's like every clone's Jesus. Like she's in every clone's subconscious, hardwired probably into Ballstarch's programming. And it makes sense in some poetic way that Ballstarch, if only you can stop you, then I'll be you. And assumes this Muffin 2.0 downloads itself into this clone that's now a showdown with the OG Muffin.
Perfect ninja skills.
Yes.
Super fast. Slightly larger bust. Much donkier donk. Shorter skirt.
Right. Shorter
sexier
skirt.
toes.
Still no belly button. Sexier toe.
No belly button though, which immediately knocks her down a bit.
Yeah, that's
weird. Not an Audi, but
weird.
a flat,
just nothing there.
Flat thing.
Just keeps going.
Is that what Finnish people are? No. No, that's a joke. Finnish people, you're good people.
Sure.
Clones, on the other hand, in this movie are evil, and I think it kind of begins like an ass kicking. Like Muffin tries to remember some of her private eye self-defense classes. Donna's looking for the portal any way that she can try and shut this down. And she yells, she's like, we got to fight it. The AI's in the clone. We got to kill the clone. Can you kill the clone? Muffin's getting choked out.
Come on, stop making those noises. This isn't time to turn people on. It's time to turn Muffin 2.0 off.
It's another classic Muffin twin sex battle.
Yes, absolutely. They immediately start ripping each other's clothes off.
Yep.
Because that's just all they know how to do. It's built into both of their instincts. If I can fight this person naked,
whoever comes first loses.
Right.
But Muffin's getting her ass kicked, and Donna needs to create some kind of distraction for her.
Okay.
So they're basically ripped down to just their scantest bits of clothing that'll let us hold on to an R rating.
Right. Good.
And they kind of look identical, and Donna's trying to figure it out. So she goes and she has to sacrifice her last cigarette.
Oh, okay.
Which is a really big moment. Like we might even have a flashback to Donna growing up and finding out that cigarettes were more important than her parents or
school,
love.
anything. Right.
Every failure Donna's ever experienced, a cigarette has been there to help her, and now she needs to sacrifice her last one. And she burns it into Muffin, but she doesn't know which Muffin it is.
Yeah.
Like you can't make out the belly button things.
Right.
And Donna has brought with her in her little cigarette purse bag. She pulls out her version of a flash drive.
Perfect.
Which
it's a little different.
In this movie is tapered. If that doesn't land for you, then I can't go any further. But it's a big old fist-sized tapered flash drive.
It's designed to be inserted into something, not a computer.
And inside of this is the virus.
Yes.
She's got the little USB port plugged in there. So she just kind of goes for the orifice that's closest to her, and she's trying to shove this fist-sized tapered USB drive into the hole, and whatever creature this is clenching.
Right.
And all of a sudden, Muffin turns around and she's like, "What are you doing? We're not doing this right now. We're trying to save humanity. Look at my belly button."
Look. Yes.
And that causes Donna to realize, like, oh, okay, I had the wrong one. Wouldn't have hurt you, Toots, but
right, exactly. I made sure you could handle it. It's not that big.
Grab her. What's Clone Donna's physical weakness that Muffin can, or Clone Muffin? What trick can Muffin use to kind of catch her off guard?
Oh boy, I don't know. Well, she's a clone. Let's see. What are her natural weaknesses? No belly button. Not much fun, not much of memory. This one's kind of tough though, because Ballstarch is inside Muffin 2.0, so she's probably smarter than any other clone at this point, but doesn't have Muffin's sexual experience at all. So I think it can just be, I think all that needs to happen is Donna's trying to insert this USB drive into the wrong Muffin. Muffin just kind of does a quick kind of cartwheel move and goes, "I could handle it. but she won't be able to. Like grabs the USB drive from Donna, cartwheels over, slides under Muffin 2.0, and just fires it right in her keister. And she, makes a woo noise, an amateur noise. Someone who doesn't know what they're doing.
You didn't relax first.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt more than you realize. And then like Muffin 2.0's face kind of contorts, and she does the kind of starts freaking out as this virus loads into Muffin 2.0. But the cool thing that kind of hopefully the audience realizes here is that indeed Ballstarch is kind of unreachable in this server, but Ballstarch made that choice of loading itself into Muffin 2.0 for this showdown. In hubris, Ballstarch wanted to be the one that actually choked Muffin out for all the inconvenience that she's caused him, but that exposed Ballstarch, and now he's got a USB drive where the sun don't shine in Muffin 2.0, which is actually destroying Ballstarch.
Ballstarch starts getting deleted from
the server, starts smoking, sparks start happening, right? And then and it's very clear. I mean, I think the whole satellite starts, and we got an old school alarm going on. Yes. It's beeping. There's a countdown, a 30-second timer as Muffin 2.0 kind of freezes and falls down. It works, kid. It worked. Let's get out of here.
Do you want me to grab your USB drive? No, it's one time only.
I ain't using that again. It's been inside a dead person.
More than this time. Yeah.
Oh my God! And so they get back in the spaceship and get the heck out of there, right?
I think this is a good ending. Of course, we made it up, but the time is running low. Donna's looking for her one last. She's like, I'm not going back to Earth without a Doral, kid. I know I dropped a couple over here. Help me find them. We're down to like, I will self-destruct in 3, 2. Muffin reaches. You just see a hand reach and grab Donna, pull her into the shuttle, and the super door locks shut.
Yep.
And then you hear a familiar lighter click up. And you see Muffin pull a drag on this Doral. And as she exhales, we get some funky R&B, jazzy music playing, heading back down to Earth.
Yep.
They don't call me Muffin for nothing. And she says it just like Donna, because I messed up the voice. But
exactly. You really did it, kid, didn't you? Well, they don't call me Muffin for nothing. And that's it. Scene as Donna and Muffin glide over Earth in the majesty of space as an exploding satellite lights up the stars behind them. And that's it. I think we'll tie this one up there and put a bow on They Don't Call Me Muffin for Nothing. Muffin Protocol. We stopped
Muffin
it.
Protocol.
Muffin 1.
I like this. I think we did a good job remembering some Muffinisms. Donna got a much bigger role, as she well deserved.
Oh, yeah.
We found a new way to use a butt plug. And
always looking for new ways to use the butt plug. Can't be too creative there.
You can use them as a wine stopper.
Yeah, be a big bottle. Yeah. Or anyway.
So we'll probably find some things we maybe wish we would have done. Go ahead and tune in next week when we're back with another Fast 5, where you get to vote on the next movie we make.
Indeed. But until then,
peace.
Punch.
They don't call me Muffin for nothing.